Elizabeth Shelby was one of the most ambitious Starfleet officers in the 24th century. So much so that during the 2360s, she was on a fast track to promotion to the captaincy of the Federation Starship. While many considered her to be abrasive, she earned respect from fellow Starfleet officers when dealing with the Borg Crisis and serving on board the Galaxy-class USS Enterprise-D as a commander. What happened to Shelby in the Star Trek universe? While Star Trek Picard may end her career, which is one way of putting it, other stories feature the ambitious officer. Let's explore those. Welcome to Trek Central, I'm your host, Captain Jack. If you want to keep up to date on the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media for daily updates on the Star Trek universe. We're enjoying making these Star Trek videos on various topics, and we hope you are too. If you want to support their development, please join our Patreon via the link below. You'll get exclusive access to videos and events, as well as more Galaxy-class rewards. As always, please let us know your thoughts in the comments section below, because if you're talking about Star Trek, then we want to hear about it. Okay, engage. In Star Trek's canon, we first meet Shelby in 2366. At this time, she is a Lieutenant Commander assigned to Starfleet Tactical. Her many duties were overseeing the tactical analysis and planning for a potential Borg invasion. Her tasks did increase when that invasion got closer, especially when the Federation colony on Jorad 4 was destroyed. Under the supervision of Admiral J.P. Hansen, Shelby proved she was more than cut out for the task of spearheading all efforts to develop defences against the Borg. Shelby and Hansen later met with Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Once confirmation of a Borg in Federation space was retrieved, Hansen left the Enterprise to prepare Starfleet's defences. Shelby remained on board to coordinate. Eyeing up a future new position for herself, Shelby set her sights on becoming Picard's new first officer, even though Commander William T. Riker had not yet said yes to taking over command of the USS Melbourne. While she remained at odds with the Enterprise's first officer, she proved herself to be extremely capable once the Borg attack came. Following the abduction of Captain Picard, Riker was promoted to captain and he appointed Shelby as his first officer, who was also promoted to commander. Thankfully, the Borg Crisis was solved. Shelby would return to Starfleet Command to lead up a task force set to rebuild the Federation Starfleet following the Battle of Wolf 359. By 2381, Shelby had been promoted to the rank of captain. Around this time, she was known to be commanding a capital ship in Starfleet, but we don't know what the name or class of this vessel is. In the early 2400s, Shelby was a rank of Fleet Admiral. At Frontier Day in 2401, Shelby led the opening celebrations to the event as the commander of the Odyssey-class USS Enterprise-F. While she was giving a speech about the event, she was interrupted by Jean-Luc Picard in a failed attempt to warn her about the Borg attack. As the Borg signal was transmitted, the fleet began to fall apart. Shelby noticed the younger crew members leaving their stations. As she tried in vain to regain control, the Admiral was shot in the chest by two Borg-assimilated officers. While her death was not confirmed, it was seen on screen. We presume Shelby died on board the Enterprise-F during the Borg Changeling Crisis. Before the likes of Star Trek Picard came along and killed off Shelby, we had a different set of stories that told us more about the character. These stories come from books which are considered the extended canon of the Star Trek universe. While we talk about these adventures, we'll tell you which books they are from and leave a link in the video description so you can read them for yourself. We highly suggest you do so. Following the Battle of Wolf 359, and in 2367, Shelby was assigned to be First Officer of the Excelsior-class USS Chekhov. While under the command of Captain Morgan Korsmo, the Chekhov, Enterprise-D, and Repulse became involved in a battle between the Borg and the ancient Doomsday Machine. During the battle, the Chekhov was critically damaged. Thankfully, Shelby and most of the crew survived. This is told through the Next Generation novel, Vendetta. Shelby, Captain Korsmo, and many of the Chekhov's crew were later assigned to the USS Excalibur. This was an Ambassador-class vessel. In 2369, the Excalibur had a skirmish with a Borg scout ship, which removed a section of the starship's hull and took 3 crew members with it. This was told in a short story, making a difference. In 2370, when Benjamin Sisko was lost in the Gamma Quadrant, Admiral Nechayev considered assigning Shelby to Deep Space Nine as the station's commanding officer. With Sisko's return, Shelby remained on board the Excalibur. Following the fall of the Thelonian Empire, command of the Excalibur was given to Shelby's former fiancé, Captain Mackenzie Culhone. Due to the pair's shared history, tensions arose. The new captain's maverick instincts clashed with Shelby's by-the-book style to command. The two were constantly at odds with each other during the 3 years they served together on board the Excalibur. Unfortunately, the Excalibur was destroyed in 2376 during a warp core breach. A computer virus caused this. Thankfully, the entire crew, including Shelby, managed to escape, except Captain Calhoun. While Shelby admitted her feelings for her former partner, she was able to move on with her life. This is told in the Excalibur novel, Requiem. With the loss of the Excalibur, Shelby was promoted to the rank of captain and given command of the USS Exeter. While she hoped the vessel would provide a more by-the-book environment, she had found her command style had been influenced by her time on the Excalibur under Captain Calhoun. When the new Galaxy-class USS Excalibur-A was launched in late 2376, Shelby was reassigned as the vessel's commanding officer, with much of her original crew. However, at the dedication of the Excalibur-A, former Captain Mackenzie Calhoun reappeared after having been marooned on the planet Yakaba. Calhoun immediately proposed marriage to Shelby. After punching him, Shelby accepted. They were married on the bridge of the Excalibur-A in a ceremony officiated by Captain Jean-Luc Picard. This was told in the Excalibur novel, Restoration. During the Gateway Crisis, Shelby was placed in command of the Galaxy-class USS Trident. She was assigned to patrol Sector 221-G along with the Excalibur. The first few months were chaotic, with the Gateway Crisis and a battle with a godlike being. This is told in the novels Cold Wars and Being Human, Gods Above. Shelby was instrumental in revealing the telepathic manipulation of a Federation member species, the Sylvians. This revelation led to a short war between the Federation and the Sylvians, in an alliance with the Folian Assembly. Shelby and the USS Trident would serve with distinction during this brief conflict. This is told in the novel Stone and Anvil, After the Fall. Following this short war, Shelby found herself being promoted to the rank of Admiral. Starfleet Command placed her in charge of Space Station Bravo. However, in 2379, and in cooperation with the USS Trident's new commanding officer, Captain Katrina Muller, Shelby defied orders from Admiral Edward Jellicoe and took the Trident to the planet Patria, following the disappearance of her husband and the Excalibur. While she had disobeyed orders, Shelby and the Trident's actions were pivotal in defeating an extra-dimensional race known as the Tophius, who attempted to incite a war with a new Falurian protectorate and destabilize the area of space for conquest. This is told through the novel Missing in Action. In 2381, Starfleet and the Federation would face a full-scale Borg invasion. Being an expert on the Borg, Admiral Shelby was part of a meeting at Starfleet Command headquarters via subspace communications. This was for a discussion on a potential strategy against the Borg Armada. Shelby would be insistent that the continued use of the Federation's only valid weapon, the transphasic torpedoes, wouldn't allow the Borg to adapt. This was because the torpedo destroyed the Borg in one shot. Admiral Shelby did fear leaving the core worlds undefended if 709 was able to convince Starfleet to move all their forces to the Azure Nebula. This meeting and the Borg conflict are told through the Destiny novel Mere Mortals. We don't know the fate of Shelby in the Borg invasion of 2381, but we presume she survived the conflict despite not appearing in the book that much. Shelby appears in an alternate reality as captain of the USS Yorktown in 2395. This was during the anti-time future experienced by Captain Jean-Luc Picard. While not shown or confirmed on screen, the novelization of the Next Generation episode, All Good Things, confirms this. There is an alternate timeline where the Cardassian Union did not withdraw from Bajor in 2369. This reality had Shelby become captain of the Excalibur after Captain Cosmo was killed in the Battle of Sector 001. Shelby was killed when the Excalibur and the Cardassian warship Sidious Reklar destroyed each other near the Federation Cardassian border 6 months later. This is told through the Myriad Universes novel A Gutted World. So that's the extended story of Shelby in the Star Trek universe. I think like many, it was still annoying to have her return for one episode in Star Trek Picard, only to be killed off in less than a heroic way. But let me know what you think of that in the comments below. Don't forget to check out the links to those books as well, as we think you'd definitely enjoy those stories. If you want to keep up to date on the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media or join our community Discord server. A big thank you to everyone who supported us on Patreon. Your support allows us to continue making these Galaxy-class videos. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Live long and prosper, my friends. Goodbye.